Hello, I'm Jacob. You're watching the Prepper's Bunker Outdoors. Today I'm going to talk about some AR-15 stuff, specifically about this Barrett Rec7. Now, we're going to dispel some common AR myths, and we're going to talk about why the AR is so popular and what you should be expecting from your AR-15 rifle. Now, before we get too far into that, do please check out the description box below. It'll have links to how you can support this channel. I run Beach and Tactical, where I sell products that I design, make, and sell, like this speed sling here. And then I've got affiliate links and from PSA, Optics Planet. I've got my Instagram, all that crap down there. So please feel free to check that out. All right, real quick, now that we know more, I just want to clarify a few things that with information I didn't have with the rest of the video, and a few things that I might have messed up. So for one, this Barrett Rec7 has about 1,000 rounds through it, most of which were brass. The Rec7 has already been back to Barrett for a warranty claim because the trigger did not reset all the time, and they fixed it with that. And so the owner of this rifle, instead of sending it back to Barrett, had a local gunsmith look at it really quick, and simply the gas block came loose. Now this is a simple thing, and if we had had more time, it would have been something that I would have checked. It's basically one of the only upgrades that I recommend to an AR that's running well, that has a low profile gas block, is to get like a Geissele pinned low profile gas block. Take it to your gunsmith, get it pinned so you don't have this problem, because a lot of the times when I see ARs have issues, this is the issue. Now, I'm not disappointed in Barrett because we've had to have the rifle fixed twice in 1,000 rounds. That's not the issue. That is disappointing because I would expect more from Barrett. And I'm not necessarily disappointed that the gas block came loose. It is something that can happen, and you need to check every part of your gun, and a lot of this stuff needs to be Loctited. However, when people review ARs, it seems so common to me that gas blocks come loose, and people are like, this Bear Creek Armory or DPMS AR is a piece of junk, and the gas block wasn't properly installed and Loctited from the factory, and it came loose, and this is why you don't buy cheap ARs. I don't expect that to happen on what I would consider a higher tier AR like the Barrett Rec7. So this isn't like a video to bash on Barrett because that happened. Although it is disappointing, really the problem is how they handled it. There is no way that a gun runs perfectly reliably with brass and it jams every other round with steel in an AR. So when Barrett heard that, instead of laughing at the owner and telling him it's because he's running crappy ammo, they should have said that they would look into it to send it in. If their website does not specify not to use steel-cased ammo, and he says it doesn't work with steel-cased ammo, then if it's not working with steel-cased ammo, they have to warranty it again. So you should, when you're buying a rifle of this price, be receiving not only quality and quality control, but customer service. With Barrett, clearly you're not getting that. It is an absolute failure of the company's assembly and customer service. So with that being said, let's get back to the video. This is my friend's rifle. This rifle has been back to Barrett once already. When I started my AR videos, I was really trying to encourage people to buy ARs, even cheap ARs, because I was saying how they're not going to be around, they're not going to be cheap much longer, buy them while you can. Well, he got an affordable AR, Still running great. He got from Brownells. It's a Brownells upper, and it's fine, no issues. But he really wanted something premium, something that he would be willing to fight with. Okay, something that he could rely on, and he picked up this Barrett. This is a much more expensive rifle, and so I gotta first say what you pay for when you buy a premium product. Whether it's a knife or a firearm, you're not only paying for the sum of the parts and components that your rifle is built, assembled, or made using. A large part of what you're paying for is quality control. How much time did someone have to check through your firearm and make sure that everything's right? That is expensive. People don't appreciate or realize how expensive that is. And so if you want to buy something off the shelf with an extremely high expectation of reliability and performance, usually it makes sense to buy a more expensive product because you know the company has done their due diligence in using quality parts, quality manufacturing, and quality assembly, followed by quality control to make sure everything's right. That's expensive. And that is what you should get with a premium AR. Now, my buddy bought this AR and immediately, pretty soon had to send it back for trigger problems. Trigger was messed up, okay? And so he got it back and he's been starting to have reliability problems. How many rounds does this thing have through it?
Right around 1,000.
Probably about 1,000 rounds through the rifle, starting to really have issues, mostly with steel-cased ammo. So he contacts Barrett, and their customer service tells him that it's because he's running steel-cased ammo. And so he talks to Barrett, and he talks to people at the gun shop, a few armorers, a few other people from Barrett, because he's local to them. And they're saying that an AR-15, this Barrett is made to tighter tolerances than a normal AR-15. And that's why it's not good at running steel. The problem is the AR-15 is popular because it's made Mil-spec, okay? And that means that every single component on the AR has a standard dimension and a dimension range that it has to fall into for the build. And it also, to be Mil-spec, has to be made out of the right material and the right heat treat, etc. But you have these specifications that you have to reach, and all AR parts, at least for their sizing, should be Mil-spec. That is the standard, and there's no reason really to deviate from that. Companies get all of the specifications for all of the parts and they make them to those specifications, and part of the reason why this is so good is you can take parts out of one AR and put it into another AR. That's why it's so popular to assemble them, not build them, assemble them, is because they're easy to assemble and all of the parts should work together and fit together, as opposed to being individually custom hand fit, like say a nice 1911 or really even an AK. All has to really be hand fit. So they told him that it's built to too tight of a tolerance. That's bullcrap. No AR is built to too tight of a tolerance. They're all built to the same tolerances. It might have its tolerances messed up, but it's not built with the purpose of being tighter. They're all going to be about the same, all right? And that's like some kind of old school carryover bull crap from 1911s or something. If your AR-15 does not run steel ammo, it's screwed up, and the customer service at Barrett should acknowledge that. So I had him bring his rifle over. We've all been shooting steel through his Brownells AR, through my PSA, through my Bear Creek Armory, all right? Through what people who like something that is a higher tier firearm like this Barrett would look down on with no issues. We shoot tons of steel through them. And we were zeroing this rifle. We cleaned them all first, by the way, before this video today. We cleaned all of these rifles. We lubricated all of them. They're all good to go. And he's shooting brass for zeroing. Let's see here. And he gets through how many rounds? About 5 rounds before Malfunction with brass. There we go. We are having all kinds of malfunctions here. Type 2s, Type 3s, double feeds, just you name it. This thing is just absolutely choking. And why this is important is whether he said he ran brass or steel or who the crap knows whatever else, nobody at Barrett should have told him, oh my gosh, nobody should have told him that ammo will cause constant reliability problems. That is bull crap. Now, the fact that it even constantly chokes brass-cased better ammo means that this gun has to go back, but he should not be getting a runaround. It just pisses me off to hear that a company that should be doing a higher quality product is going to have a rifle go back to them twice to make it run right, okay? And they're going to give a customer grief. This is someone, I had to have him come over so I could check his ARs, because it's incredibly important to me that my friend has guns that run when he needs them, and this company's giving him the runaround. So if he said that he was running 60-year-old steel-cased ammo, an acceptable answer might have been, check it with brass-cased ammo. If it's still having a problem, send it back in. That could have been fine. However, to say that it's having malfunctions because it's running steel is absolute trash. To have to send this rifle back a second time to Barrett, of all people, is absolute trash. And to see this level of performance right next to PSA, Bear Creek Armory, and Brownell's ARs that were significantly more affordable is absolute garbage. So let's shoot a couple more times here, and you can watch up close here. Doggone. I'm assuming that the problem here is with the buffer tube weight, the buffer weight, and the recoil spring. But this thing is utter crap right now. From the factory, nothing about this is custom built. It's just not running. So there you have it, guys. Barrett Rec7. Again, the point of buying a more expensive or a premium firearm or tool in general is to have not only consistency so that you can trust it out of the box, but also the customer support should be there to make sure that your firearm is on the money. They're not doing that. The customer service is dropping the ball, and now we have an expensive AR that's going to go back to Barrett a second time. He's probably going to have a hard time trusting this rifle ever, and the Brownell's AR that he's been running much longer and has more rounds through. A few hundred of those rounds we had together, almost all of steel, is running like a top. And he assembled it. As a general rule, statistically, when you go to classes, your home-built ARs usually do not run as well as your factory-built ARs. It's just how it works out. It's just how it happens. I'm not here to tell you why. It's just what I see and what most people see. And yet, here we go. Barrett Rec7, Barrett customer service. I'm personally irritated because he's my friend. I'm also personally irritated because as I'm buying cheap ARs, because I like the idea of multiples, in the back of my mind, I've been thinking about getting a nicer AR, and Barrett was very high on my personal list. And I'm just, we use Barrett's on deployment. And here's the deal. When you give all of your priority to military and government contracts as a company, and you screw your private civilian customers, you die. That's how you die. That's how you kill yourself as a business. That's how you piss on your reputation. You could have so many sales just from your name and you get crapped on. So there you go. Freaking take it as you will.